Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome into the channel. My name is Randy, and this is going to be a new channel called Breaking Boards. We're going to jump into some live best ball drafts. A little bit about myself before we get too far into this. Last season was my first time really getting involved in the best ball streets. Put about a grand in last year. Had a pretty nice year. DK finished fourth in the $44 entry. Brought back about 40K in profit last year. So I thought, hey, what better chance to do it again here in 2024? So we're going to throw in some drafts and have some free tickets. So let's jump right into it without getting too far off the rails here. Let me know what you guys think as we move forward. If you guys like what we got going, if you don't like what we got going, so we're going to use a free ticket here over on DK. Checking location. Yep. I understand. Of course, we are 1 out of 12. So it's going to be a minute before it fills. So we have a second here to kind of run through things. Um, go ahead and share the screen here with you guys. And I think things will be kind of cool in the DraftKings streets compared to like Underdog. I think Underdog is the ADPs are a lot more in line with what they should be versus I've done a couple of drafts on DK already today. For instance, did one that I thought I was recording for you guys earlier. Draft turned out pretty well, so did not get that one recorded. New influencer screw up, if you will, but we'll get things ironed out as we move throughout time here. Like I said, as you guys start to roll in, let me know what you guys think in the comments about the channel, that kind of thing. But for the most part, want to see what we can get going in this draft. I've seen a lot of weird stuff. Like the draft I just came out of, I had a guy who took one wide receiver round 1 and didn't take another receiver until round 8, which makes no sense to me. He tried to rebound, but I think what a lot of people are going to see is that wide receiver just dries up. It dries up pretty quick. I would say that you want to get 5 to 7 in your first 10 picks. And if you don't do that, you're going to really regret it later on in the draft. QB pricing is a little bit weird everywhere too. So like Underdog and DK are pretty similar, but drafters, you can get a lot of decent QBs really late in the draft right now. From what I've seen, I'm about 30 drafts in on each site so far. I wanted to get a few and wanted to get a good feel for things before I jumped on stream. Where are we at with this draft? We cannot still be 1 out of 12, right? It's a Sunday, guys. Let's get some people in this draft room. All right, 7 out of 12. There we go. Let's fill this thing up. Let's get going here. Been taking in a lot of best ball content so far this year. A lot of good stuff out there. A lot of really intelligent people in the best ball streets so far. I know I learned a lot from Pat Carrain and Pete Overzet and those kind of guys last year that really helped me put my team together. That put me over the top on DK, and like I said, 40K was kind of nice. Nice little payday. I won't be streaming nearly as much as those guys, but I'll try to get in a couple a week. I work a full-time job outside of this streaming platform as well, so a little bit tough for me to jump on here as much as those guys are able to kind of hop on. Hopefully we get this draft going here pretty soon. As you guys roll in, just let me know any questions or any comments that you guys have, or how great of a job I'm doing, or how much I suck. If you see me looking over to my right, that is because I typically run a lot of the lower buy-in, like the $3, the $2. I think Underdog had a $3 Pomeranian that was a 50K max. I maxed it out, but I did it in slow draft, so I have 50 slow drafts going on Underdog right now. And then on Drafters has a $2 that, like I said, you can get a lot of really good quarterback ADP right now on Drafters. So I have 150 slows going over on Drafters. So I have 200 slow drafts going right now, 201 total counting this live stream here. So if you see me kind of moving around and doing some other things. That's kind of what I got going. Should be filling this thing up fairly quickly. 11 out of 12. It's got to be full, right? Still 11 out of 12. Can we get one person in this draft? One person in the stream, one person in the draft. Can we get one person in here? Any takers? There we go. Draft starting soon. What? Pick 7. So basically the first running back. So we're going to be like 90% of my builds so far have been 0 RB. And it looks like the first draft that I'm going to do on stream is going to force me to do a hero running back build. So that's amazing. Minute and 30 seconds here before we get going. Um, I don't with DK, you don't really know because, I think that I might be looking at having to take an RB, but I've seen some wild stuff today. Some really wild stuff. I just don't know if it's differentiation in the size. Like, you really don't see a quarterback going round 1 on underdog at all. But I've seen it twice today on DK. And if that's the case, I will definitely take one of those top 6 receivers early. And then kinda just talking through, round 1, I think, from my opinion, if you get the 1, you take 1 of 3 guys. You take CMC, you take, um, Lamb, or you take Tyreek Hill. I prefer CeeDee Lamb at the 101. I think CMC, given the injury history, it just kinda scares me. I think that this is one of those years where he doesn't maybe he plays 12 games, which is 12 games of CMC is still a top 3 pick, but I think I prefer Lamb. But I'm cool with him, Lamb, Tyreek, or CMC, and I think you get a little bit of a page break until you get to, um, Jamar. And then you get the Amon-Ra, Justin Jefferson, who I view a little bit less than Jamar, but basically the same, and then you get the Bijan and, um, the Bijan and Breece Hall. We'll see what we get here. Looks like CMC going pretty much as draft order here. We'll flip over to the draft board and let you guys take a look. Tyreek makes sense. It's like a pretty standard room so far. Hopefully, one of these guys gets off the rail. I'd imagine this guy goes Amon-Ra. Yeah. So I think that we're going to prefer Robinson. Rogers he didn't look right 2 years ago, and then with the ankle stuff last year, I think I'm just going to go Bijan and hope that we get London to fall. Don't like starting running back heavy. So we're gonna see how that goes. But, round 1, Bijan Robinson. We'll flip back over to the draft board here. Breece Hall going next, which makes a lot of sense. Puka Nacua at the 9. I guess I'm okay with Puka. AJ Brown, I imagine that this is gonna be someone in Garrett Wilson range. Garrett Wilson, yep. And then we're probably talking maybe he goes Jahmyr Gibbs, but probably Marv or Drake London. Yep, and then he flips it with London, I imagine. Yep. And then we go Gibbs. This is a very, very standard room so far. If this guy takes Gibbs. Yep. I imagine that's what it's gonna be. So we're gonna wind up in that wide receiver dead zone in round 2, which I did not want to be a part of. We're gonna flip back over to the player page so I can see who's up the top of the board. Definitely don't want to go we may get crazy in the first stream. Really wish you guys would've caught my last stream that I thought I was recording for you guys. Saquon there. I'd imagine he probably goes Olave or Devontae Adams. I'm gonna go completely off the board, so bear with me on it. I don't think any of these receivers stand out. Kyren Williams, I don't like that pick there. We can get him coming back. Then we're gonna go Olave as much as I don't want to, and we're gonna try to get a late potential Will stack because there is a little bit of a cheat code later in the draft that we'll kinda talk about on DK. So Bijan Robinson, Chris Olave start, some NFC South, divisional love there as well. I don't think they play each other in the playoffs. Um, they do not. Atlanta plays Las Vegas, the Giants, and Washington at Washington. Um, and then Olave plays Washington, Green Bay at Green Bay, and then versus Las Vegas. So any kind of craziness, I don't see much getting off the rails here. The last draft that I did, it was insane. I wish you guys could have saw that. This is a pretty standard draft so far in this room. No craziness, no blue. There's some red. Josh Allen, like, why not take Waddle there? I don't understand Josh Allen 210. Um, let's see. I think I could go on Waddle. Complete the Miami stack. Brandon Ayuk. I don't hate it, but I probably would have gone Devonta Smith for the week 17 coalition. I like the Cooper Kupp pick, CMC, and then he immediately blows that with Jalen Hurts. This is what I'm talking about with DraftKings. It's just there's so much randomness that a lot of the stuff that you see over here just doesn't make any logical sense. What's the plan for Hurts? Do you think Devonta's gonna fall back at the 412? You already missed AJ. Saquon's gone. You think you're getting Devonta Smith at the 412 because I can almost guarantee you won't? So then you're talking about Jalen Hurts to Dallas Goedert? Okay, there's the Waddle pick, but I don't understand the Allen. Why take Allen? How much better that team looks with Cooper Kupp in there? Well, probably not because I think all 3 of those are week 6 buys, but, if you put Ayuk in there, I just don't understand the Allen play unless he has a plan to fix that. We're gonna flip back over here. We're coming up in 2 picks. I think we're gonna go off the board here. I know we said we were gonna do it last time. I'm gonna go Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors player comp on Player Profiler, Jamar Chase. So if you're telling me I can get a guy who now granted, Danny Dimes is no Joe Burrow, but if you're telling me I can get a guy whose comp is Jamar Chase in the middle of the 3rd round, when Jamar Chase goes 4 overall, I'll take that. And I don't love Derrick Henry on a PPR site, even though I do think he gets a ton of touchdowns this season for Baltimore, which makes me actually like the Lamar stack less. So through 3, we have Bijan Robinson, Chris Olave, Malik Neighbors. You guys see anything on this uh, out of pocket so far? I don't understand the Josh Allen at the 210. I think he could have waited. Stephon Diggs is a good pick there. Garrett Wilson, Jamal Gibbs, Stephon Diggs. It's a pretty good start. Metcalf, does he go Christian Kirk here? Trey McBride with a Marvin Harrison. That's exactly what I did in my last draft. I'm not gonna read that guy's username, because it's not provided, but Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride. We're gonna flip back over to the player pages. We're up into picks. I think pretty clear what I would like to have happen here, but we'll see if it falls to us. I really don't like this. If you get picked 7, 8, 9, dead zone in the draft, it would be the first one I would get on stream. You take Hollywood, a little early on Hollywood. I think the pick here is Tank Dell. Pick 42, we're getting a little bit of ADP value on him, and, I think that offense is just gonna go crazy this year. So we'll take Dell, pick 42. So through 4, Bijan Robinson, Chris Olave, Malik Neighbors, and Tank Dell. Don't hate it, don't love it. Kinda standard draft. Again, it was a free ticket, so, um, wasn't able to go the 0 running back route due to the pick 7, and then picks 1 through 6 kinda made sense. Um, Mahomes, Kelsey stack there. We got another guy going full 0 RB, but a bunch of guys that I don't love. Jefferson could be the best wide receiver in the NFL, or he could be held back because of JJ McCarthy. You got Nico Collins, who I like Nico. I'm a Houston man, but I just don't, you know, this is a volume-based site. I just don't think Nico gets a lot of volume. Same thing with DJ Moore. There's a lot of weapons in that offense, a lot of weapons in the Houston offense. And then George Pickens, who Arthur Smith is about to make more irrelevant than he was previously. I do think I just don't understand this guy with Josh Allen. If he rolls it back with Kincaid, I won't hate it. Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen, Waddle, Kirk, Kincaid is not a bad start. If he doesn't roll Allen back with somebody, I don't understand what the play was. Keenan Allen, Josh Jacobs, like, I also don't understand what that guy's play was with Hurts. Flip back over to the player page and kinda get our pick set up here. Um, as crazy as it sounds so far, I think we got 4 guys on the top page here, and then if you look on our left side, you can see how I have these guys ranked as well. Um, Amari Cooper was one of the guys I was looking at. I think there's still 4 guys up top that I would be okay with, and that was not one of them. I'm perfectly fine having 0% shot there. I actually have 57% or something ridiculous of another player that I will explain later, so that if anybody's watching the stream, they don't take him. T. Higgins, I'm fine with him coming off the board. Where's the Andrews drafter for Lamar? What? Why didn't the la I don't understand. Why didn't the last guy with Andrews take Lamar instead of T. Higgins? Is he going for the Burrow, Higgins chase tag? There goes Lamar off the board, which makes no sense. James Cook, I think 48. I think with the ADP value, we're gonna take CJ Stroud, although I don't love it. Don't love it. That's what we're gonna do. Add CJ Stroud to Tank Dell. Thought about Kincaid. I thought about Mixon there. We'll see if either one of those guys make it back around. I doubt it. Jordan Love. I'm glad I got CJ Stroud out. DraftKings has been really weird for quarterbacks, which I think I've talked about a couple of times, but it just I don't understand what the concept is as far as QBs going where they're going. Go back over and start to look at the draft board and give you guys a little better indication of what's going on here. Um, any teams that you guys see that look great so far? The number 1 spot, don't hate it, don't love it. 2 isn't bad at all. CD, Ayuk, Debo, Pacheco, Amari, that's not bad. If you can pull off the Purdy stack. Tyreek, Josh Allen, Waddle, Kirk, Rashad White, don't love that. Chase, A-Chain, Evans, Andrews, Higgins, don't hate it, don't love it. The next guy, I don't know how he's doing. Jefferson, Collins, DJ Moore, Pickens, Lamar, which makes no sense to me. We're coming up again, so we're gonna go back over to the player page, up in 3 picks. Um, hmm, let's see where we're at. Jaden Reed, don't hate that pick. Up in 2, I'd love to see somebody take Kenneth Walker. Not big on Kenneth Walker on full PPR sides. Much rather prefer him on underdog. Start of a timeout. Keon Coleman. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm gonna get one of the 2 players I wanted here, guaranteed. 2 of my top 3 rated players up on top of the board here. Why is everybody running off the entire clock? Also don't know why my voice just went full reverse puberty there. Wow, okay, I think given that I like a lot of late running backs, I'm gonna go ahead and just fill in Kyle Pitts because we're running out of tight ends up top, and it gives us the Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts look, so maybe we can run that back with Kirk Cousins late. Um, so far we have CJ Stroud, Bijan Robinson, Chris Olave, Malik Neighbors, Tank Dell, and Kyle Pitts. Don't hate it, it's fine. We'll go back to the draft board and let you guys look around a little bit here. So James Conner, I must have missed that. James Conner at 6'5"? And if someone can explain that one to me. This guy had a fine draft going, and then it just kind of he took a left and just never came back. Breece Hall, Kyren Williams, don't love running back, but okay, whatever. Devonta Smith, okay, he's trying to save it. Whew. Hollywood Brown, alright, finally, my guy's back. Jordan Love, what? That okay, and then follows that up with a James Conner. David and what is happening? This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about on DraftKings. I think I've created some kinda run on tight ends. You got the Dak, Jalen Hurts, unstacked Jalen Hurts. Like, if you're gonna do that, go Lamb 1, don't take Hurts, take Kupp, throw Kirk instead of Hurts in there, and then complete it with your Prescott Ferguson stack. Like, know your draft before you hop in there. We're gonna go back to the player page here. Aaron Jones just went. We're gonna get ready for our next pick. Picking in the middle of the draft like this, it kinda comes up fairly quickly. I think I know who I want. Definitely don't want we're starting to get to the point where it's almost ridiculous value on Kenneth Walker. Are they really gonna force me to take Kenneth Walker? I think I'd rather have Walker, Texas Ranger. Najee Harris, about, what, 15 picks in front of ADP? So now we're having to run on running backs now? Is that what we're doing? Can't take Ingram because he has the same body as Pitts. Raheem Mostert was huge on Mostert last year. No one this year at the current price. Jordan Addis are they really gonna make me? Okay, there goes Kenneth Walker. So now we're talking Lad McConkey, who I think is fine, um, but I think I'm gonna go Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze's player comp on Player Profiler is a guy who you may have heard of called Justin Jefferson. I know he's not gonna get a lot of targets, but he's one injury away from looking really good, so we're gonna go Rome Odunze. So Rome Odunze's our flex right now. So CJ Stroud, Bijan Robinson, Chris Olave, league neighbors Tank Dell, Kyle Pitts, Rome Odunze. We're gonna flip back over to the board. There goes McConkey, Zamir White, Evan Ingram. This guy's got a pretty good draft going. It's not terrible. I don't really know. I guess the guy in 12. I'm gonna keep saying the guy because of his username, but I don't love the 2 tight ends, but I know what he was doing. He got a lot of value on Dalton Kincaid, and I don't think you could pass it up, which I get it. Brian Thomas, very solid pick. These 2 guys at the end look like they know what they're doing. This guy seems very handy in the draft, if you know what I'm saying. Completes it with the Kyler Murray. Not bad. Ramondre. Is that his first? That is his first RB is Ramondre. That's Ramondre in round 8 is the first running back. It's pretty solid. This guy's got a good draft going here. This guy's looked pretty solid so far. Let's see what he comes through with here as well. And we're gonna go over to the player page, get our pick under control. There's DeAndre Hopkins. Um, yeah, I think I know what we wanna do here. All the draft that I thought I recorded for you guys that obviously I did not because 'cause you're watching this one. I had taken they made me take JMO at, like, 118. I'm not talking about, like, auto pick, but when he's sitting there at 118, you just have to take him. I've seen a lot of stuff on this guy, and I know he's done a lot of stupid shit in the offseason, but I just I've seen that he's, like, max 4 weeks now. I think if he gets 2 to 4 weeks, he'd be going around 5, round 6 instead of where he is going right now, pick 90. So we're gonna take Rashee Rice and add another wide receiver to the room here. So far, we have, 1 quarterback, CJ Stroud. We have 1 running back, Bijan Robinson. The hero running back, we went Olave, Neighbors, Tank Dell, Odunze, Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice is wide receiver 5, seems like stealing, and Kyle Pitts holding down the tight end spot. We wanna start to get some running backs as soon as possible. Um, feeling pretty solid though right now. Like, I don't love the draft. Like I said, I don't hate it, but he just like, why unstacked Purdy? What are you doing with it? Do you think he offers some kinda, like, crazy upside running the ball? It doesn't make any sense. And the guy who has Lamb has to be just steaming. I mean, don't be surprised if you see Tommy Hudson here. He had to, like, know that Purdy was coming back around, right? I mean, this guy's if he doesn't he's gotta be rage quitting. He's gonna time out. He's gonna take R Antoine Randall L, for those of you who know who that is. Tony Pollard. It's pretty good flip there. I would have taken either one of those guys. We're gonna go back, start to look at the players here as we're up in 5 picks. We prefer a running back if at all humanly possible, and I see 2 at the top of the board that I would prefer. Deontay Johnson. I do think he's a lot better on PPR sides when he decides he wants to catch the ball. We'll see how that goes. I have ended up with a lot of them so far. Caleb Williams was like my default fallback in this area that I was gonna partner up with the Dunze in case things get off the rails. So, who's this guy gonna take the 101? Hope he takes Bowers. Is it a good timeout again? Jalen Warren. Damn it. Wanted Jalen Warren, backup pick, Jonathan Brooks. We'll take Brooks here. ADP value, getting 5 spots here. I like Brooks. I think he's gonna be fine. Hopefully, he recovers from the leg injuries. And it fills out our running back spot. So CJ Stroud, Bijan Robinson, Jonathan Brooks, Chris Olave, Malik Neighbors, Tank Dell, Kyle Pitts, Roma Dunze, Rasheed Rice. Don't hate it. Is that 8 picks left, 10 picks left, something. 7, 8, 9, 11 picks left. So we have 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 5 receivers, and 1 tight end so far. Flipping back over to the draft board, we'll kind of scroll down to where you guys can see what's going on. Jonathan Brooks goes, Curtis Samuel, Brock Bowers, Tajay Spears, which seems a little early. I'm not huge on Tajay Spears, just the injury concerns, and I think he'll be fine. Probably 8 to 10 fantasy points a game type scenario. Javonte Williams, Trey Benson, Bryce going, Brian Robinson. We're gonna flip back over to the player page. Right in the middle of the draft. It kinda comes at you fast here. I think 1 running back up top that I would take, the rest I would just take a receiver. There's Trevor, Tyler Lockett, not a bad play. I know a lot of people don't like Lockett, but he's solid every year. Mike Will, Clemson guy. Josh Palmer, don't hate him. I think just for volume's sake, I wish I had a Washington player right now. We'd take Jaden Daniels, but I'm not sold on Chubb being okay. Actually, you know what? We're gonna pivot here. We're gonna Rashid Shaheed, and we're gonna do that because we're gonna come back later. Given that we had Olave, we're gonna add Shaheed. We're gonna do something else that I told you guys we were gonna do. Cheat code, and we'll close out. I'll explain that more as we get closer to the pick. I don't wanna give too much away in this draft. Cam Sutton or sorry, Courtland Sutton goes off the board. Who's this guy take here? Is Caleb Williams and Josh Allen both unstacked. Excellent. Excellent roster construction. I don't know how he doesn't already have the 1.5 being transferred. It just seems like it's automatic at this point. You throw in Dalton Schultz, right? Because with Njoku, I just why not wait and take Komet if you're gonna take Caleb? Why not take Dawson Knox later in the draft? The Dalton Schultz pick makes no sense if you're taking things the way that he's been taking them. So the Dak drafter rebounds and takes Brandon Cooks. We're gonna go ahead and go back to the player page and kinda get all our thoughts together here. Very surprised that Jaden Daniels isn't gone yet. Very surprised that Jaden Daniels isn't gone yet. Somebody's getting 16 picks if they take him now. I don't understand. And then Chubb is falling a lot too. I mean, you can see how low I am on Chubb compared to he's a 6. I have him at almost 160, 158. Gabe Davis, not high on it. Not taking Wicks. I've seen a lot of love on him. Big fan. I think I'll let other people take him. Nick Chubb is starting to get to that ridiculous range, but I'm really high on Blake Corum. So I'm gonna take Blake Corum here at pick 127. I like that for our running back room, as we were getting a little soft there. So we're going, rookie running back heavy, apparently. Flipping back over to the draft board for you guys. Not a lot of, comments firing off for how many people there are watching this thing. Um, Somebody give me some feedback. Let me know what's going on. Do I suck at this? Am I doing okay? What do you guys see that jumps out to you that's just completely egregious? I do think this guy in 12 is really putting together a solid squad. Harrison, London, Metcalf, McBride, Kincaid, McLaurin finishes off the stack with Kyler and then gets the Trey Benson. That's exactly what I did in my last draft. And Stevenson and Robinson, not bad. Not bad at all. You get the Trevor, Brian Thomas. He finally takes Jaden Daniels unstacked, but I think he's gonna come back later on with somebody. At some point, it gets to the point where you have to take him. I think that's where he was on Jaden. And maybe get Senate to go with Laporta later on. I think that'd be a decent play. Kirk Cousins, is that unstacked Cousins? No, he had London. Okay. So he gets both quarterbacks for both of his top 2 picks. Not bad. Charbonnet would have been somebody we would have been looking at. Um, let's see. Let's go back over to the player page. We're coming up here kinda soon. Not a lot that I love here, for being perfectly honest. Not a lot at all. Yeah, I figured that was coming with Jahan Dotson. Maybe he goes Senate as well later. I think that was the same guy that took Jaden Daniels, I believe, earlier. Justin Herbert coming off the board. I'm gonna go Zeke. I just think Dallas Dallas loves their guys. They love their guys they drafted, and Zeke's one of those guys, and I think Zeke will get a lot of work this year, getting 10 picks ADP, so I'm gonna go Zeke here. Add some more depth to the running back room that was already kinda a little bit weak. So we got quarterback, we got CJ Stroud. Running back, we got Bijan Robinson, Jonathan Brooks, Blake Corum, Ezekiel Elliott. Wide receiver, we have Olave, Neighbors, Tank Dell, Adunze, Rashay Rice, Rashid Shaheed, and then at tight end, we have Kyle Pitts. Back over to the draft board and kind of scroll down so you guys can see what's going on. Uh, Nick Chubb finally went pick up for me. Which starting to get to the point where I would want to be interested in him. Deshaun Watson goes off the board. Is he stacked? I think he took Cooper. Yeah, Cooper, Amari Cooper there. It's his first QB, not bad. In round 13 to get Deshaun Watson if he can be anywhere close to what Deshaun Watson used to be. Yeah, we're gonna flip back over to the player page. Um, I don't love a lot here. Go ahead and start queuing up some of the guys we do like. think now's about the time we go ahead and get our guy. I just took Conjuring. Oh, come on, man. Did Damn it. Taysom Hill was the guy we were gonna go after. We're gonna reach here. Actually, we're not. We're gonna play it safe. We're gonna reach. We go Bucky Irvin. I think he takes over the backfield from Rashard White. We really got thrown off. I didn't expect to get sniped twice in a row like that. Taysom Hill was gonna be my play, and then Condre Miller was the second play to go with the car stack. So I didn't expect both of them to go that early. It threw me off my game, which that's the beauty of Mike Tyson, right? Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. What kind of QBs do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 9 maybe serviceable, counting the Pittsburgh debacle. Algier, I don't mind Antonio Gibson. We're looking pretty good at wide receiver, so we have to jump in there too deep. We'll kind of play this by ear and see how it goes. Who's the ADP? I mean, we have 4 running backs, 5. Okay. If we had 4, I'd probably go Ray Davis, but I'm not. Darnell Mooney this late is kinda sneaky. At 162? If I didn't have such a strong receiver room, it's tough not to click on Mooney. I just have a plan that I wanna put in place, and Mooney doesn't fit into it. He's still Man, how many running or receivers do we have? 7? 6. Yeah, we're just gonna take Mooney. That's too much ADP. It doesn't fit into the plan, but we'll figure it out later on in the draft. We'll see how it goes, see if we can't put something together, but didn't really want to go Darnell Mooney, but too much, uh too much ADP value for a player that's in a good spot this late in the draft. We'll go back over to the draft board and kinda let you guys look around a little bit. So, what you're looking at so far, um, Bijan Robinson, Chris Olave, Malik Neighbors, Tank Dell, CJ Stroud, Kyle Pitts, Odunze, Rashee Rice, Jonathan Brooks, Rashid Shaheed, Blake Corum, Ezekiel Elliott, Bucky Irwin, and Darnell Mooney. And quarterbacks are starting to fly off the board. So that is not ideal for us. We have essentially 2 that we can make work if we need to. Rashawn Johnson, we're gonna flip back over to the player page here. Man, I so we're up in 5. Think I have a plan if it comes together. We'll have to see how it goes. So up 4 picks now. Isaiah Likely goes off the board, not huge on Likely this year. I think it's very unlikely that he has a season that looks like last year. Demarcus Robinson, a very popular late round pick, Jalen Wright, Not huge on it. Don't hate it. Don't love it. We're gonna go Triple H, Hunter, Hurst, Henry. And there goes Carr, stacked team, I'm pretty sure, which we should have probably just gone Carr. There can't be that many QBs left. Yeah, that room's looking not great. Had a plan, probably just shot myself in the you know what. That was the plan. Drake May was the play. I think that we're gonna end up going late, late, late QB now. Yikes, that's an ugly click. That is an ugly. So we'll see how that goes. Daniel Jones, what could go wrong? Really surprised that, like, Conklin, Juwan James, Algier, Antonio Gibson, these guys are still on the board at pick 182, and there's one quarterback left to essentially. So we'll see what it looks like at the end of the draft. Up in 4 picks, Tyler Conklin finally goes. Pick 183 now. Can I push it one more round? Do we think I can push it one more round? Kamani Vidal. I'm gonna push it one more round and see what happens. That's a lot of value on Antonio Gibson, who I think has 10-point weekly upside. So we have a 6-7-2-1 room right now. um, 4 players left to go. Gonna need to get some quarterback help at some point here. Hopefully our QB makes it back around to us. We should see how it goes. Jaleel McLaughlin, don't hate that pick at all, but need some QB help, guys. I need people to stop taking QBs. Sure, the Arizona guy loves seeing Zay Jones fly off the board. I like the this guy in 12 has a really good team. I think he probably would have taken Zay Jones. He might take, Michael Wilson, come back up. Baby shark, doo 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 doo. Um, yeah, not a lot to love late in this draft because I think this year, what you primarily want to focus on is trying to get some of these background stacks going late, like the New Orleans, like the New England. Um, you can even stack everybody but DK for Seattle. I think is pretty fairly priced. Fudge. Daniel Jones, man, what? Why? Jalen Hurts. What are you doing with Daniel Jones? You just burned a pick. You burned a pick for no reason. Like a round 16 play is still valuable, and you just lit it on fire. Now we're gonna be struggling. I mean, you always play like you're right, so hopefully CJ just has a crazy year. We gotta go Denver or Pittsburgh now. I mean, nobody should be taking a quarterback now, right? Or is that just me? I didn't think anybody was gonna take Daniel Jones. I'm about to push it again. Like, there's no quarterbacks left. There goes Marvin Mims. Do we even have a Denver player? Not one. Welcome to the squad, Bo Nix, or as I like to call him, Dollar Tree Derek Carr. Don't love the draft so far, guys. I gotta be honest. Don't love it. Really wish you guys would have saw the last draft that I had going. Um, but 3 picks left in this one. Close this thing out, and then we'll see what we got going on here. And I think we're gonna have to go Bo Nix late stack, Greg Dulcich. Try not to vomit at home when you read that or hear that. Um, some guys that I just want to talk about late in the draft here that I think are going overlooked. I think Donald Parham. I think that team's going to run a lot of 12 personnel. Is going overlooked. Dawson Knox, I think, is another guy who's going overlooked. Can't believe John O. Smith is still here. Jalen Tolbert is fine, is so long as they don't pick anybody else up. One guy that I'm really high on is Malik Washington. I think he's going way too late. One injury and he's going to look really good. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think Tank Bigsby gets on the field a little bit. Deontay Foreman, I think, is a good play. I don't think that Chubb is healthy. And then there's nothing at QB. I guess we could go Fields and just hope he sees the fields at some point. Pick 210, getting a little bit ADP value. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. But he's a body, and Russ sucks. Do we do it? Do we pull the trigger? I think we're strong enough at receiver. You go Fields, man. We're going unstacked Fields. That's what we're working with. First stream. What could go wrong? That is a bit sickening. Unstacked Justin Fields. Love to see it. Love to see it. This draft has gotten completely off the rails. So we have a 3-6-7-2 build right now. I think 2 picks remaining. Is that correct? I think the lesson we've learned here in this first live stream QB or live stream DK draft is the QB. Even though I think that ADP wise, you can get a lot of QBs late on drafters compared to that of DK. Running back starting to go heavy here. Bijan, Jonathan Brooks, Zeke, Irvin, Gibson. Who's the 6th? Gibson, Irvin, Zeke, Court. Okay. Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. And then wide receiver, who are we looking at? Olave, Neighbors, Tank, Say Rice, Shaheed, Mooney. It's not bad. It's not bad. Little weak at QB. Obviously, we need CJ to have one hell of a year. Um, running backs, wide receivers, fine. Two picks left. I think we're just gonna go ahead and lock up. There went Knox. I don't really want to go 7 RB. Well, he is the top pick, though. Guess he doesn't go tank, we go tank. And if ETN gets hurt, then pick up a flex play. Go tank, and then we're gonna lock up Greg Dulcich late, which I do not love doing, but is what it is. I'd much rather have Parham. Some of these guys are fine, you know, but don't wanna have unstacked Bo Nix. That's for sure, for sure. That's pretty much gonna do it, guys. We're gonna close it out. Greg Dulcich. I don't wanna sit here and bore you guys for the next little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and if you got anything out of it or made it this far into it, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Um, New channel, could use a little bit of help here. So if you guys like it, put the word out. We'll be doing some more drafts. If you guys wanna see me do DraftKings or Drafters or Underdog draft next, let me know. Jump on stream, try to get a couple in every week, and, hopefully we can build together and run this money up. Again, good season last season. Hopefully, we can run it back here in 2024, and I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.